a year ago, I decided to start creating content. And I was encouraged to do this, but that encouragement was once a desire of mine. But what stopped me from creating? Judgments of others, right? Afraid of putting my face in a camera. Truth is, what was there to be afraid of? The fear was nothing but an illusion created within myself. I had nothing to be afraid of. But that fear carried on for so long. I remember wanting to do vlogs around 14, 15, 16, 17. Because social media has been around for a while, right? But I just couldn't because I cared too much about what others would think. I lacked to accept self, but I would look for outside validation. I would look for the acceptance of others. When in reality, there was no acceptance to look for. The acceptance was within me. It was never outside of me. That's just the reality. That's just the truth. And a year ago, I remember being in a place where I was like, I need to figure it out. Truth is, there was nothing to figure out. Everything has been figured out. I woke up and I was able to move and think for myself. And that was more than enough. And I remember walking one time at the park and being like, if I can't love myself, I'm going to be selfless and give back and try to help and serve others. Once I started to help and serve others, that's when I started loving myself too. But the truth of it all is learn to love self in order to help and serve others. But even if you can't even love yourself, just give back, give. Because the more that you give, the more that you shall receive. Not in a materialistic way either. In a way where it's going to be so fulfilling towards the heart. It's going to be fulfilling mentally, physically, and spiritually. And that's what it's all about at the end of the day. I also was able to go to Central America back in February and was an absolute blessing. I'm grateful for that experience. I would have not wanted it any other way. That's just the reality. But I had this vision where I was like out there and I saw the way of life over there, the life, the style, and all that stuff. And I was like, PBM Run Club, PBM Run Club. I decided to start my own run club. You know, a year ago I started running. One of my friends from my town, he started a run club, and the funniest thing is that we have the same name, but I remember someone saying, you copy them. I didn't copy them, you know. There's been so many other influencers that have started run clubs. But what makes me different, right? It's more of not wanting to be like everybody else. It's more of my own personal story. Why did I start running in the first place, right? Because the gym, I love the gym. The gym has saved my life, but as it saved my life, it's also been something that it only became four big walls, and it also became an addiction where I had to rely on caffeine. I had to rely on pre-workout, and truth is that's not everything, right? So I had to go back outside. I had to run. Joining the run club was so fulfilling to be around others, but I wanted to start something on my own. And it was not to copy them, but it was also to start my own thing. And there is a run club that is out in Texas that I like. They travel and they have their own run clubs. And I was like, yo, I want something like that because I travel a lot too. And so I started that. And so it's been a blessing in disguise. I've already had about 9 events. I just made my 10th event. And today was event 9. And the reason why I'm also talking about my run club right now is because I've had friends come, a few people come, and there's always one friend that always shows up. Shout out to my boy, you know. He's always showing up, and as I started this, you know, and what I'm going to go to right now is like I knew what I was getting myself into, right? Self-development, personal branding, online coaching, whatever it may be. Creating a presentation of self. And as I've been creating this, I've been able to start I've been able to meet more people, I've been able to connect with others, but I've also felt the energy of a lot of people disappearing from my life, and that's perfectly fine. Back then, knowing that what I was getting myself into, and now it's like I'm deep in. I can't stop. I can only keep going because what's meant to be in my life will be, And the people that were always meant to be in my life will be in my life. But cheesy saying is, you come along, you die alone. That's just the reality, right? I truly don't expect anybody to stay in my life. Again, at the end of the day, I am human. I have that human desire where, yeah, I want, I want to be social. I want to meet people. That's just part of me. If I could tell you guys right now, my story of a little kid was, my biggest desire was to be social and have friends, right? Because I grew up in a very strict household where I wanted to like hang out with the cool kids, but I wasn't allowed. And that's fine, right? I don't regret anything of what has happened, but that desire of wanting to have friends and be social has followed me till today. And I don't chase the human validation like I used to when I was younger. If anything, I spend more time creating, I spend more time working, I spend more time doing the things that are going to better my life. And even then, I'm still human. I'm not perfect. I still make mistakes, but I will talk to anybody, right? I will, go up to anyone that I see, and if they seem like they like working out, like, hey, come to my run club. I do that kind of marketing towards myself, self advertisement organically, right? Because I don't want to kill the aspect of just being a human being. We're in a time where social media is taking over, and 10, 20 years from now, nobody's going to know how to socialize. Dinners with friends, those things are not going to exist anymore. That's where we're going digitally, right? And the truth of it all is, social media is awesome to network. It's awesome to make money, right? We're in a time where this is the future, right? And so today I choose to use it towards my advantage of just creating content. I've just told you guys a little bit about me, right? It's been a little all over the place, but my vision with creating this video is that my run club has not gone the way that I wanted to go. But that's not the point. The point of it all is consistency, right? And being disciplined towards it. I just got to keep going, because at the end, no one cares. The only person that cares towards my future is self. And it's really me versus me, but truly it's me versus God, right? God is within me, and that's more than enough. I'm more content within myself today because I seek for the truth. I seek for God. I have faith. Faith over fear. Fear is nothing but an illusion, but faith is real. Let go, let God, only to see the truth within yourself, right? So if you're coming across this video and you have this desire of creating, you have this desire of doing more, I'm here to tell you that you're more than capable of doing more. Follow your heart desires, only to see the truth within yourself, right? You gotta do it all. Do it all. Fear is nothing but an illusion. Reprogram the mind. If you think negatively, reprogram the mind. Be more positive, more optimistic towards self. If you're able to move and think for yourself, if you woke up, you're already living someone else's dream. Perspective is everything. Perspective creates. I love you guys, and I hope you guys get something out of this. Peace.